Recently on Upfront, a discussion took place between a host and renowned economist, Jeffrey Sachs, about U.S. foreign policy under Donald Trump and the changing dynamics of global power. Sachs explained that the world is no longer unipolar. Major powers like China, Russia, and India have grown economically and technologically, creating a multipolar reality where the United States can no longer act as the world's sole superpower. China, for example, transformed from a poor country 40 years ago to a global leader in advanced technologies. India has also made significant strides, becoming a nuclear power with a strong digital economy and active space program. The conversation highlighted how Trump's America First agenda reflected a belief that the U.S. could operate independently of global institutions. The U.S. withdrew from organizations like the World Health Organization, the UN Human Rights Council, and the Paris Climate Agreement, and imposed tariffs on allies. Sachs argued that these moves weakened the U.S.'s international influence and allowed China to take the lead in renewable energy and green technologies, such as electric vehicles, solar, and wind energy. Domestically, Sachs emphasized that many of Trump's policies were motivated by concerns over changing demographics in the U.S. Immigration crackdowns and enforcement tactics, he explained, were part of a broader pattern of racial and social division. The discussion also touched on Africa's future. Sachs believes that with proper investment in education, technology, and long-term financing, African nations could achieve growth rates of 7 to 10% annually for the next 40 years. The key, he noted, is coordination across the continent, treating Africa more like a union rather than 55 separate nations. On the Middle East, Sachs criticized the U.S. for blocking recognition of a Palestinian state at the UN, which has prolonged violence in Gaza. He argued that peace in the region depends on acknowledging Palestine alongside Israel, a position supported by 185 countries worldwide. Overall, the discussion painted a picture of a world in transition. The United States, Sachs concluded, must accept the reality of a multipolar world and recognize its limits. Cooperation and diplomacy, rather than unilateral action, are now essential for global stability and future U.S. leadership.